Have you ever thought about what it truly means to be a citizen? I mean, really thought about it.
Beyond just, having the paperwork.
Exactly. Beyond the birth certificate or the naturalization papers, what does it actually ask of you?
It's a great question.
Well, today on the Deep Dive, that's exactly what we're getting into. We're exploring the critical difference between civic obligations and civic responsibilities for U.S. citizens.
Yeah, two terms people often kind of lump together, but they're really quite distinct.
Our mission here is to unpack these concepts, make that distinction super clear, and look at their impact.
And ultimately, what it means for your role in society.
We've been digging into some fascinating material that lays this out so clearly. It's almost like a study hack for understanding civic engagement,
It really clarifies things. It helps you see where you fit in, legally and socially.
Okay, so let's unpack this fundamental distinction then. What really separates an obligation from a responsibility in this civic sense?
Well, the core difference, and this is what the sources really hammer home, it comes down to the law.
The law. Okay.
A civic obligation is something you are required by law to do, period.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Exactly. If you don't do it, there are legal consequences, fines, maybe arrest, penalties. Yeah. It's mandated.
Got it. So that's obligation. What about responsibility?
A civic responsibility, on the other hand, is something you're encouraged to do. It's seen as beneficial, good for democracy, good for the community.
But not legally enforced.
Right. The law doesn't force it. There's no legal punishment if you decide not to, say, volunteer or attend a town hall meeting.
So, like we saw in the source material, that study hack, obligations are a must-do.
Mm-hmm. Legally must.
And responsibilities are a should-do.
Socially should, exactly. Obligations must, responsibilities should. It sounds simple.
But the implications are huge, right?
Yeah.
Why is this distinction so important to grasp?
Well, because it really helps you understand how government and society actually work. It shows you where the system absolutely needs your compliance just to function.
Like keeping the lights on, basically.
Sort of, yeah. And it also shows where your voluntary actions, your choices, have the power to strengthen and shape the direction of society. It clarifies where your individual power really lies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Let's dig into those must-dos first, then. The obligations. What are some concrete examples, and what happens if people just don't do them?
Sure. The sources list several key ones. Top of the list is usually obeying laws.
Seems obvious, but fundamental.
That's absolutely fundamental. It's the basic agreement that allows us all to live together relatively peacefully. Without it, you just have chaos. Consequences range from small fines to serious jail time, obviously.
Right. What else?
Paying taxes. This is crucial. It's how we fund everything collectively. Roads, schools, police, fire departments, national defense.
All the public services we rely on.
Exactly. And the sources are clear. Skipping out on taxes, tax evasion, that carries heavy penalties. It's not optional.
It's the financial fuel for the whole system.
Mm-hmm. Then there's defending the nation.
Okay, like serving in the military.
Potentially, yes. Specifically, it means serving if drafted. While there hasn't been an active draft for a long time, the legal requirement for eligible individuals, typically men, to register for the Selective Service is still there.
So it's about that ultimate duty to protect the country if needed.
Precisely. Failing to register can have consequences, like ineligibility for federal jobs or student aid.
Wow. Okay, one more.
Yes, a really important one, serving on juries.
Ah, the jury duty summons.
Right. It might seem like a hassle, but it's a cornerstone of the justice system. It ensures trials are decided by peers, not just the state.
A check on power, essentially.
Absolutely. And ignoring that summons can lead to contempt of court charges, fines, even jail time in some cases. It's a serious legal requirement.
So when you pay your taxes or you show up for jury duty, even follow traffic laws.
Yeah.
You're not just ticking a box.
No, you're actively maintaining the basic structure that holds society together. These aren't suggestions. They're the legal minimum for societal function.
Okay, those are the musts, the foundation. But now let's talk about the shoulds. This is where it gets really interesting, maybe.
I think so, yeah. Because while these aren't legally binding, you could argue they're just as vital for a healthy, vibrant democracy.
So what are some key civic responsibilities our sources highlight?
Well, the big one everyone thinks of is voting.
Giving citizens a voice.
Exactly. It's the most direct way most people participate in choosing leaders and influencing government direction. Huge power in that.
And critically, no legal penalty if you don't vote.
None at all. But the health of the democracy really depends on people participating. Low turnout can mean policies don't reflect the actual will of the majority.
What else falls under responsibility?
Attending civic meetings, think town halls, school board meetings, local council sessions.
Getting involved at the local level.
Yeah, it's about direct participation, making sure local government knows what the community actually needs and wants. You can have a real impact there.
That makes sense. What else?
Petitioning government. This is about making your voice heard on specific issues, contacting representatives, signing petitions, organizing.
So actively trying to influence policy.
Right. It's a way to demand change or raise concerns directly. It's a core democratic freedom.
And the last one.
A big one. Running for office.
Wow. Yeah. That's a major commitment.
It is. It's the ultimate act of civic leadership, really. Putting yourself forward to serve and represent your community directly. Again, absolutely not required, but vital for having choices and new leadership.
So just to be crystal clear, for voting, attending meetings, petitioning, running for office, none of these carry legal penalties if you choose not to do them.
Correct. No fines, no arrests. It's entirely voluntary.
There's a cost if people don't engage, right?
Oh, absolutely. The societal cost is potentially huge. When citizens don't participate in these ways, democracy can become less representative, less responsive. Decisions get made without broad input.
So the system might still run because people meet their obligations.
Exactly. But it doesn't necessarily thrive or reflect the people it's supposed to serve if responsibilities are ignored. That engagement is what makes it truly democratic.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How much stronger could our communities, our country be if more people embrace these responsibilities?
It's a powerful question.
So, okay, we've got the must-dos obligations and the should-dos responsibilities. What's the big picture here? Why does knowing this difference actually matter day to day?
It matters because both ultimately feed into something called the common good.
The common good. Tell us more about that.
It's basically the idea of the shared well-being of everyone in society. Both obligations and responsibilities, in their own ways, are meant to protect and promote that common good.
How so? How does each type contribute?
Well, think about it this way. Based on our sources, when people meet their obligations, paying taxes, obeying laws, serving on juries, it upholds justice, order, and the basic functioning of society.
It keeps things stable and secure, keeps society running.
Exactly. It's a necessary foundation. But when people embrace their responsibilities, voting, participating, holding leaders accountable, that's when democracy gets stronger, more vibrant, more representative.
That's what helps society thrive, moving beyond just functioning.
Precisely. Obligations keep the engine maintained. Responsibilities provide the fuel and direction for progress.
And what happens if either side is neglected?
The whole system weakens. Our sources are really clear on this. If obligations are widely ignored, you get instability, maybe even chaos. Society starts to break down.
Right.
If responsibilities are widely ignored, democracy becomes hollow. It might look like a democracy on paper, but it doesn't truly represent or serve the people. Power can become concentrated, and responsiveness fades.
So basically, ignoring obligations leads to societal breakdown, and ignoring responsibilities leads to democratic decay.
That's a good way to put it. Both are essential, just in different ways.
You can really see how every little action or inaction fits in. Paying that parking ticket an obligation helps fund local services. Casting your ballot a responsibility shapes future policy. It all adds up.
It absolutely does. It shows that citizenship isn't passive. Your choices, both the required ones and the voluntary ones, constantly shape the reality we all share.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. The core distinction. Obligations are the legal must-dos keeping society functional. Responsibilities are the voluntary should-dos making democracy vibrant.
And both are crucial for the common good. One keeps society running, the other helps it thrive.
Understanding this difference isn't just trivia. It's about recognizing your own power and role.
Exactly. Which leads us to a final thought for you, our listener. Now that you have this framework, how does it change how you see your own role?
Yeah, how can knowing the difference between what's required by law and what's encouraged for a healthy democracy empower you?
How might you engage differently, knowing the distinct impact of fulfilling an obligation versus embracing a responsibility? What really stands out to you about how your actions, big and small, shape this shared world we live in?
It's definitely something to reflect on. This has been a fantastic deep dive, really clarifying that line between just following the rules and actively building a better community.
It's fundamental stuff.
Huge thanks for joining us today as we unpack the musts and shoulds of U.S. citizenship. Keep pondering these ideas because that understanding, that's where real civic power begins.